were nursing hangovers. What got applause? Now, the Pasadena Tournament of Roses is the, I guess, the granddaddy of all the parades. Now, the Burbank Tournament of Roses was not too exciting. Their big float, they had Merlin Olsen in a U-Haul with an FTD love bouquet in his mouth. That was it. And out here in Los Angeles on Fairfax Avenue, they had the Tournament of Heartburn. 20 floats came down the street made out of kosher luncheon meat, and it was kind of a... All right, a lot of you saw the Tournament of Roses. How many of you saw President Reagan's address to the Soviet people? And those applauding are just Russians. No, no, apparently Mr. Gorbachev and Mr. Reagan exchanged New Year's greetings to each other, and I guess it was uncensored, and they say that Reagan's address reached over 150 million people in the Soviet Union. Now, as soon as ABC heard those numbers, they offered Reagan a continuing role on the Colbys. It was interesting the way the Russian people perceived President Reagan. They interviewed some of them, and they perceived him as smooth and slick. Well, if you think about it, look what they're used to. They live in a country that sells an Andrei Gromyko beefcake calendar. Here's something else you'll find semi-amusing. No. Reagan's speech on Soviet television was listed in their TV guide as "Let's make a deal." Now, they ran Gorbachev's speech to the United States between football games yesterday. A little strange. I couldn't figure out why he had a Miller Lite on his desk. How many of you have been reading? How many of you want me to go on with this? See, we're insecure. We need that support occasionally when we're out here. Every newspaper, I guess television stations do it, they bring in psychics who make predictions for 1986. Have you read some of them? A little weird. I've made some myself. I predicted in 1986 that William Refrigerator Perry will be torn down and Donald Trump will build a high-rise. I predict Mary Tyler Moore will be canceled and will become a regular on Golden Girls. Joke. Lighten up, it's just humor. I predict that Sylvester Stallone will make Rocky V with Mary Lou Retton to see if he can knock that smile off her face. She's a nice lady, but she must have had some tragedy in her life.
It's the Energizer.
How many of you watched a show on television last night called The People's Summit? Interesting concept. Phil Donahue hosted a group discussion to the Soviet Union via satellite. You saw the Soviet audience. You saw Phil Donahue's audience. I didn't think it was quite right of Phil to get his studio audience from the Wally George show, but anyway, there were one member. Maybe they don't know who Wally George is. You know who Wally George is? Wally George is a gentleman who does a show out here in California. I guess Wally is, you'd say, to the right. In the same sense that Attila the Hun was a little bit to the right. Anyway, one member in the Soviet studio audience stood up and said that the Soviet Union has complete freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Interesting. And Gorbachev drank a glass of water while he said it. Anyway, Donahue always tries to inject controversy into anything. Do you never notice that? He demanded to know why Russian transsexuals, for example, have been refused pantyhose by the Kremlin. Phil asked that. See, what this is really is a report of the news. I'm reporting what happened yesterday. There's not always humor when you're reporting the news. But anyway, apparently the Donahue show was such a hit that next week, Richard Simmons is having a transatlantic workout with the Soviet people. Can you see that? Okay, commies. Let's tone those thighs. Come on. This is really what it is part of a plan to familiarize Russians with American culture. They started slowly with Phil Donahue, and in a few weeks, we're going to spring Dr. Ruth on them. Okay. Anyway, you're in a good mood. We've got a good show to start off our new year. We have a beautiful actress, lovely lady, Miss Angie Dickinson. We have a very clever young comedian, filmmaker, Will Schreiner is here. And a gentleman whom I have not met yet, but he is from Paris, Texas, believe it or not. And he's kind of a local celebrity down there because he's appeared as an extra in a lot of movies. And his name is Gene Rader. Gene is with us tonight. And many other things. So thanks for coming. We'll be right back. Thank you.
P.S. I love you.
P.S. I love you.
Progresso Soup, I love you for your minestrone.
I love you for your beef minestrone.
Progresso Soup, I love you for 30 years of lentil.
I love you for your chicken noodle, the best tasting soup.
This side of my soup. Progresso Soup, I love you.
P.S. I love you.
P.S. I love you.
Stuart, you still up? Experimenting with another cold's medicine? Oh, it's nighttime, honey. Where's the NyQuil?
I took this, but I'm still coughing, aching, feverish.
But NyQuil relieves your sniffling, sneezing, and stuffy head, plus coughs, aches, and fever, all so you can rest. Are you resting now? Oh.
NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever, so you can rest medicine. From Vicks, of course.
If you like your hamburgers hot and beefy, clap your hands. Stand running, stand running. Big Mac. Quarter pounder. McGee, LT. Time for the great taste. Gotta be alive if you don't get hot.
Celebrate New Year's at McDonald's and warm your hands with a hot, delicious Big Mac sandwich, only 99 cents plus tax. But hurry, offer ends January 5th.
I have a secret. Porcelana. If I get an age spot with Porcelana, it's hardly noticeable in about 6 weeks or so. There's even a sunscreen formula that helps protect while it keeps on fading.
Porcelana twice a day when you're in the habit of looking young.
Tonight, thousands of people, instead of tossing and turning, will reach for Compose. They know from experience that it will help them feel drowsy and drift off to sleep. Compose. Try it.
Happy New Year.
Here we go again.
Yeah, here we go. 1986.
Another year.
Your health and happiness in 1986?
Yes,
Your health and
I'll
happiness?
drink to that.
Our health and happiness? You'll drink to lynching.
I have some announcements. We
Let's
would
hear
like
them.
to congratulate.
This is the part of the show I like the best.
You like this the most, don't you?
I would stay up if I was home. And I heard that you were going to make an announcement about a television
stay up
station
late.
event. I would stay up and I'd call my friends and say, hey, Ed's going to announce an NBC station
I'll
here.
do it now.
It's the highlight of the
We'd
show.
like to congratulate KHAS-TV, Hastings, and KMTV, Omaha, Nebraska, on the occasion.
I know both of those stations.
Do you really? Of
Yes.
their 30th anniversary with the NBC network.
Well, congratulations,
How about that?
KMTV. And Hastings.
I have another one, Doctor.
Wait a minute. What is this?
Hold the band for this one.
Where does this say band plays?
Right there.
Oh, right there. I didn't notice that. That's just one out. The tension is building.
Yeah. Get ready, Doc. The Tonight Show would like to welcome KOMU-TV, Columbia, Jefferson, Missouri, and KCEN-TV, Temple, Waco, Texas, back to the NBC television network. Apparently they went away.
Oh, shut up. Where have these last two stations
They have been away, but
why?
now that we're
What do you
number
mean they've
one,
been
they're
away?
back. I don't know. They came back.
Peter, do you know why they've been away?
Why have they been away?
We went to one of the other networks and...
They went to another network and decided to come back home.
Now that we're number one.
All right.
Well, welcome anyway. We're
Yeah.
glad to have you back.
Nice to have you back. Don't do that anymore either. Because we have a bomb on the network once in a while, you should not defect.
No.
Stick around. Anyway, it's 1986. Hey, time to start anew, as they say.
Yes.
Right? Refresh your spirits and so forth. Something I've done every year for the past few years, as you well know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you don't.
What? I've been here.
Well, yes. I like to clean out my desk and throw away old jokes that should be retired.
Right.
There's a problem I run into, you see. If I don't throw them away or shred them, there are lounge comedians that hang outside the studio waiting for the lady to empty the trash, and sometimes they pick up the jokes
Steal.
and use them. And I don't want you folks to go to a nightclub and hear a comedian, pay to hear a comedian do a joke that's been done here. So I'm going to get rid of some of these 1985 jokes. For example, here's one here that we did some time ago. President Reagan has a new defense program the Russians are worried about called Bar Wars. It involves dropping Billy Martin on a saloon in Leningrad. I could leave that running. I won't bother anybody with it.
No.
All right, here's another joke I think it's time to be shredded. The Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh was happy when he heard he was being deported. He thought it meant that he'd just won the California lottery. Possibly the time to have shredded these jokes was before I did them. I think the problem is that's probably too noisy. Here's one that I think is due for shredding. Today, Marie Osmond filed for divorce. Her husband knew the marriage was in trouble. On their wedding night at the hotel, Marie placed the Do Not Disturb sign on the doorknob inside the room. You can see why we are retiring these jokes. Pete Rose just broke a new record today, held by Ty Cobb's dog. Pete scratched himself 4,192 times.
Wow. Getting rid of a lot of stuff.
That's right. Now, here's a joke I found stuck way in the back of my desk drawer. This shows you how far back this one goes. Today, President Jimmy Carter officially lit the White House Christmas tree. A half hour later, his brother Billy put it out. This is another one that should be retired. Yeah. Dolly Parton just announced she's opening a new amusement park in Tennessee. What do you think they call it?
What?
Magic Mountains. All right. Now, as you know, in ancient Rome, I don't know whether you know this or not, but
I'm not sure.
Remember when the gladiators would be in the Colosseum?
Yes.
And he would wage a brave fight, and the audience would determine whether
up.
he lived or died, right? Well, we have some items here that were popular this past year. Now, if you feel, we have a trash compactor right over here. It works, you see.
Oh, boy.
It will actually trash these items, and of course, this is going to be up to our studio audience.
Yeah.
If you feel they should be placed in the trash compactor, just yell, trash it.
Trash it.
All right, let's practice that.
Ooh. Fierce group.
All right, here we go right here. How do you like the new Coke?
Wait a minute.
We have a special effects department that really goes out of the... We said, just make us a little thing with a wheel that'll come down. They made one that works, folks. All right. You know who I'm a little tired of? Yasser Arafat. You know, I'm a little tired of a guy who's a little too cheap to spring for a disposable razor and who runs around with a shaky pizza tablecloth on his head. What's your decision? Okay. That over there. What else do we have here? These are Jim Palmer's jockey shorts. My feeling personally, is the only place a man should stand around in his shorts in front of the draft board. You know? Don't you agree, ladies? So, how about you women? Keep it right. All right. All right, here's something. I don't know about you. I'm sick of working out.
Right.
Aren't you?
Right.
And what I'm really more sick of is watching other people work out. You know? This is the Jane Fonda workout. Jane is a fine lady. I don't like turning on my VCR and seeing other people sweat, right? What do you think, folks? All righty.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay. I'm a little tired of being in the freeway and reading a bumper sticker with a Herbalife bumper sticker.
Right.
Nothing against Herbalife. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but you ever seen their shows? Somebody stands up, I've been on it 3 weeks and lost 174 pounds. You know, what do you think? Anybody here sell Herbalife? Okay. They don't seem to be making it here. Here we have a plate of sushi. Very big,
favorites.
1985. Sushi, of course, mainly comes from, I guess, started in Japan, right? And, what?
Eat it.
No, I don't like eating things that should be used for bait. I mean, I don't know about you. What do you think, folks? Okay, there goes the sushi. What else have we got here? All right. Now, I don't know, but as I said, Mary Lou Retton is a world-class gymnast, gold medal winner. Nothing against Miss Retton personally, but when I get up in the morning, I wake up with the grumps. I do not want to look at a box with somebody perky. I'd like to see some guy saying, do you mean we got to start the day this way? What do you think, folks? I just want to see if this thing works. Okay. You a little tired of Rambo? Try it. All right. Phil Donahue's microphone. Microphone has been stuck in front of thousands of people's faces, probably germ-laden. What do you say, folks? This audience is rough. This game was very popular in '85. What do you think, folks? Do you think it's about had it? Keep it? Oh, now I hear some keep it and some trash it, so let's just have just the keep it's first. How about the trash it? I think that's a keep. Okay. You a little tired of yuppies?
Yes.
All right. You see yuppies with their Perrier and their brie cheese? All right, here's some brie cheese. Yuppies, keep it or trash it?
Trash
it. I think trash that. Yeah. All right. Howard Cosell wrote a book, and he trashed all the guys he's ever worked with, you know, Don and Giff and O.J. This is Cosell's toupee. What do you think we should do? Okay. And I think we got one more here. This is one of those tabloids they sell on the supermarket checkout line. Well, I don't know which one it is, but this they can use to wrap the sushi in, as far as I'm concerned. What do you think we should do with the tabloid? Okay, let's see how it goes. What else we got here?
That's it.
Oh, thank you, folks. You've made your decision. Now I'm going to get
New Year with a clean slate.
Yeah. I'm going to get letters from people say, why don't you like sushi, and what do you got against Trivial Pursuit? Nothing. But once in a while, you got to clean house and start fresh. We'll do that. Our first guest tonight, after we come back, is Mr. Gene Rader. Then we have Angie Dickinson and Will Schreiner. So stay where you are. We'll take a
We're not a company.
But outstanding people come to us every day.
People who want to make a contribution to a team and do work that really counts.
People eager to see new places, do the unusual, and find the unusual.
People who become your friends for life. People just like you.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Navy.
The Air Force.
The Marines.
The Army.
We're the armed forces.
It's a great place to start.
Sears National Home Appliance Sale is so big, nobody wants to miss it.
Big sale.
Save $130 on this Powermate vacuum.
3.9 horsepower. Amazing.
This Kenmore washer is $299.99. Dryer, $249.99.
Both with permanent breast cycles.
This 18 cubic foot refrigerator, $479.99.
Look, frostless.
Don't miss one of the biggest sales anywhere.
There's more for your life at Sears.
We apologize, Central Ohio, but we were simply overwhelmed by your response to our $300 cash offer. So for one final week, you can still get $300 cash direct from the Dealer Association. When you buy any new 86 Cavalier, S10 or remaining 85, $300 cash. Plus, get 7.9% factory-sponsored financing on many models. Just look for this special coupon in this week's paper. Don't miss $300 cash back and 7.9% financing at your Central Ohio Chevy dealer this week.
Riverside Hospital, one of America's finest medical centers, is right here in Columbus.
I'm leaving school. What?
Evolution and change on the next Fame. Don't miss the next all-new episode of the Emmy Award-winning Fame.
Watch Fame Saturday night at 7 here on Channel 4.
Thank you, Doc. We are back. And here's our first guest tonight. We first read about this gentleman in a local paper, and as I mentioned earlier, he has been in 14 pictures with people like Diane Cannon, Goldie Hawn, Susan St. James, and he actually has never left his hometown. Would you welcome the toast of Paris, Texas, Gene Rader. Gene? It's nice to meet you.
Oh, the pleasure's on this end, Mr. Carson.
You do have a little bit of a Texas accent.
Well, I've had it all of my life.
You lived there all your life in Paris?
Oh, yeah, I discovered America there.
Yeah.
Right in
Paris. Whereabouts is Paris, Texas?
Well, from here, I wouldn't have no idea. But if we was in Dallas, it would be yonder way.
Yonder?
About 90 miles.
That's what they always say in Texas.
Yes,
it's yonder. Yeah, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Was this a Christmas tie, or...?
Well, I could brag on them ties a whole lot, but I don't imagine we got time.
Yeah.
I can't hardly see a darn thing out there, but I know there's a bunch of folks out there, ain't there?
Oh, because of the lights, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. May I wish them Happy New Year?
Sure you can.
Listen, Johnny, would you mind if I said hello to my folks in Paris? I love my folks in Paris. And wish them a Happy New Year. I ain't seen them since the New Year.
How about a phone call? Wouldn't that...
Well, I'd like to do that if you could afford it.
No. Okay, well...
May I go wave at them and say...
Didn't you see your folks this holiday, or what?
No, sir, I've been en route coming down here.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Did you fly here?
Did I fly here?
No, I asked you.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I sure did.
Yeah.
I puckered up when I got off of the ground and didn't unpucker till I got... I don't go out for flying a whole lot.
Don't you like flying? Why not?
I just ain't used to it. You know what I mean? And as we was coming over, I never did get to wish folks Happy New Year in Paris. May I do that?
I guess so, yeah.
Where would I look to do that?
Well, where would you like to look, Gene?
I don't know where to...
Well, we have a camera out here.
Hi, buddies in Paris, Texas. This is Gene. I don't want to steal your show, John. You won't let me do that, will you?
It'll be $640, Gene. Hey, how long have you lived in Paris, Texas?
59 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You married, man?
Am I married? I don't know whether I was born first or married first.
How long have you been married?
I believe Dorothy said 37 years.
Same woman, then.
So, very much so. She still looks that way. She kind of looks a little different down here in California, but it's the same old gal.
What do you think of California? You spent much time out here?
I ain't met nobody I didn't like.
Really?
You know, I believe I could carry any of them back to Paris, Texas with me, and they'd be right at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in 39 years,
yes, sir.
married, have you ever had any problems? Any arguments?
Well,
most people do, you know.
Yeah, we've had a few, you know, but we've seemed to work them out, you know, pretty good.
What'd you argue about?
Well, on our honeymoon, I reckon that was about the first one. Got over and I can't see them out there, but they're there.
Oh, they're there. Yeah, they're there.
Listen, went to the Dolphus Hotel in Dallas on our honeymoon.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, and so I went down there and I said, I'd like a, you know, what I mean, you know.
A drink?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I said, we can't sell you. I said, how come? They said, you too young. I said, man, spending my honeymoon over here with y'all and can't have a drink. Oh, it's on the house. Well, they like to rent me with that, you know, when they put it all on the house. And then me and Dorothy got out, bless her heart, and she spied a pair of red shoes in the window. Now, this is on our honeymoon, our second day, you know, and she wanted them red shoes, and I wouldn't let her have them.
Why not?
I didn't think we could afford them. Me and Dorothy, we live, you know, pretty close. You know, we were kind of close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wanted the shoes and you didn't want to buy them?
Yes, and I didn't buy them, so I put my foot down right in the beginning and stopped her right there.
Yeah.
And so it's just worked out real good.
You know, you
Yeah.
got to show them who's boss right off.
Well, that's a good way, you know.
Did you ever get her the shoes?
No, sir, I didn't.
Wow.
She ain't had a red pair of shoes in 35 years, you know. She already got them before we got married.
Yeah. Tell me about this movie career of yours.
Oh,
Tell me you've been in 14 motion
Yeah,
pictures. You want to do a commercial first? Then we'll come back and talk about this.
Are we going to get to come back? I mean, with me?
Oh, I am. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, I don't know either.
I tend to show up. We'll take a break and we'll come right back. You stay right where you are. Stay right there.
Chrysler technology is making Made in America mean something again. With the LeBaron series, turbo power, and a graceful new design. These cars caught the competition sleeping. And Chrysler technology gives Turbo New Yorker power and more standard equipment than Buick Electra. Commitments by Chrysler, made good by Chrysler, backed by Chrysler. Because the competition is good, Chrysler had to be better.
A great beer like Budweiser has a lot of loyal customers.
Better than Bud?
So if you say you make a beer that's even better,
Old Style is better than Bud?
you're likely to get an argument.
Budweiser is the king of beers.
But if you've any doubts that Heileman's Old Style is truly a better brewed beer, just ask the beer drinkers of Chicago,
And they think this is better?
where Old Style's perfect brewing water and costly Kreuznach help outsell Budweiser 3-1.
You're right. It is better.
Old Style,
Much, much better.
America's best brewed premium beer.
Much, 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 much better. Much, 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 much.
Testing. Am I on? The Columbus Dispatch is now a morning newspaper. It's a whole new morning.
The best buy of the year at Lazy Boy Showcase Shops. Save up to $300 during model closeout. The largest selection in the Midwest, a rainbow of colors. Spectacular model closeout prices. Save $100 to $200 on genuine Lazy Boy recliners. Prices starting at $229. Save $100 to $300 on sleep sofas starting at $399. Last year's models must be sold to make room for new shipments. Don't miss the best buys of the year during our model closeout and save up to $300. Our name is Lazy Boy Showcase Shops in Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus.
The mail always gets through, with rain or snow, and even with my high blood pressure. So I take my pills, watch my weight, I even cut down on salt. And I got a lot of friends that help me.
We not only look forward to our mail, we look forward to our Maggie. Aww.
High blood pressure, treat it for life.
You're wearing that to the premiere of Black's Magic?
Well, let's face it, neither of us is Don Johnson.
Speak for yourself, son.
Black's Magic. Make it one of your vices. Sunday.
Like David Reed's hilarious viewer mail. Fires the clown. Greets comedian Billy Crystal and a surprise guest.
pretty good stuff, huh? Okay, if you joined us, this gentleman, all right, is Gene Rader from Paris, Texas.
Yes.
What do you do in Paris for a living?
I'm really a horologist. Now, I need to explain that
I wish you would,
bit.
yes.
Yes, sir.
A horologist.
Yes, sir. And when I first started taking it, I didn't know what it meant either. And I'd heard that word loosely used, you know. But what that means, I'm a fine watchmaker. In other words, that refers to a watchmaker as a doctor of time.
I see.
Yeah, that's what
That's pretty interesting.
Yes,
Now, tell me about this movie career. Somebody said you've been in 14 pictures.
Yeah.
All of them were down in
went,
Texas.
Yes, sir. If you went to the toilet and stayed any while, you'd miss me in all 14 of them. You know, I
You mean you were like an extra?
Oh, no, sir.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no. I was referred to as a big dude, you know, kind of bogged down like I am now, and hot butter.
What are
you
some
know.
of the pictures you were in?
Well, I was in Sugarland Express. That was the first one. That was the
Goldie
big
Hawn.
one. Sir?
Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, it was on last night right here in the hotel.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
I missed it.
Sure was. And the hotel, it was so fuzzy I couldn't see it.
Oh.
You know, and I was going to watch one of them dancing flicks down there, and it said they'll be on at 10:10.
Right.
And I hung around till 10:30, you know, and it kept saying to be on at 10:10, so I called the hotel, and I said, say, when's this other thing going to come on here? And they said, oh, we're sorry, it ain't working tonight, you know.
So you missed the picture.
Missed Sugarland and the other flick, too.
Now, what other pictures have you been in?
Well, I was in Outlaw Blues, and I was in Honeysuckle Rose.
With Willie Nelson?
With Willie Nelson. In fact, I've got his hat.
You get to meet all those people?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I got Willie Nelson's hat with me. See, I got to run the bar.
Oh,
I ain't straightened up since, you know, and I don't know how many years that's
What do you
been.
think of the people from Hollywood?
Oh, I just love them. You know, I
All of
love
them?
them. Yeah, and in Paris, Texas, you know, we greet everybody when we see them, you know, with good morning. So this morning, you know, I was kind of jerking around, telling everybody, I said, I'm going to be on a Johnny Carson. Oh, going to be on a Johnny Carson? Yeah, boy. And so I was on the elevator all by myself. And here comes this nice little feller pushing a wheelbar loaded with suitcases, you know. And I started to get off. He said, oh, no, you ain't at the right place. I said, oh, I ain't. I said, well, good morning. And we was peeping through them suitcases in a crack there, you know, and I said, are you hard at it? And boy, he jerked back. I believe he took a swing at me. He thought I said, are you hard-headed?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And I said, are you hard at it? In Paris, Texas, that means you're a working hard. You know, we greet folks with, are you hard at it, when you're working and doing, you know, doing something.
What are some of the other pictures you were in?
What did we do?
Yeah, did you?
It don't take much to turn him on.
You work with Diane. No, you're right there. Yeah,
Boy, don't you appreciate having a guy like that with you, yeah.
So how long have you been...
Well, I've been in Outlaw Blues.
Yeah, you mentioned that one.
I did?
Yeah, how about Diane Cannon? Didn't you work with her?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, she was in Honeysuckle Rose.
Oh, that's
Prettiest
right.
woman I believe I ever
Really?
met.
Yeah, she's...
And I always, you know, I try to get my picture made with folks. In fact, I'm going to ask you if I could have one made with you to carry back to Paris.
Sure.
You know, you're heavy in Paris already. But
does that mean good?
That's good. But, man, you took the brag off of the bush, off of the top of the tree, when me and you come out in the Paris News, right on the front page. That's right.
Can you guarantee me the front page?
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
And we're being recorded in Paris, Texas by 28,495 recorders right now.
Everything going, huh?
Yes, sir. We living it up over there now.
Yeah.
You'll never be forgotten, Paris, Texas, Johnny Carson.
Well, I don't want to be.
Well, that's
forgotten in Paris. It's Gene, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you came out here. I hope you have a happy new year.
Well, thank you.
If we get down to Paris, Texas, we'll...
Oh, I want you to like for you to move the show down there if you could.
Well, we'll have to think about that. That's a possibility.
Why not?
Anyway, Gene, thank you for coming.
Goodness, my
have a
pleasure.
happy new year.
You bet.
Let's see you. Gene has to learn to open up a little bit, you know.
He looked over at me and says, doesn't take much to turn him on.
No. Angie Dickinson will be with us in a moment.
Good night, Henry.
Henry's good night is about to turn into Henry's good morning because he's sleeping on these exclusive, individually pocketed Beauty Rest coils. Improve so dramatically, they help eliminate pressure points. And move as you move. The Beauty Rest Mattress by Simmons. It works all night for your good morning.
Good morning.
Save up to 1/2 off all Simmons products during our second annual national sale.
Herbert, pay attention.
Now, Herb's former teacher with a basic lesson for Herb.
This is Burger King, Herbert. Let's open the door. See Jane. See Jane smile. See Jane take your order for a flame broiled Whopper. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Now taste. All right, Herbert, let's review. Burger King, door. Jane, sizzle, Whopper, taste. Run, Herbert, run.
If you like your hamburgers hot and beefy, clap your hands. Big Mac. Quarter pounder. McGee, LT.
Celebrate New Year's at McDonald's and warm your hands with a hot, delicious Big Mac sandwich, only 99 cents plus tax. But hurry, offer ends January 5th.
Now I can't hold!
Join the lunatics that run the world's most irrational multinational at head office.
You guys been killing me up here. I'm dying.
The entire power of a multinational corporation. Nothing like it.
Look, I'm afraid Mr. Gross can't make the meeting.
Your copy, sir. Welcome to head office.
I love this business.
Rated PG-13.
Starts tomorrow at a theater near you.
And someday my prince will come.
It is always nice to see the new year in with Angie Dickinson, and not bad to see the new year out with Angie Dickinson. Anyway, she's a lovely actress and a good friend. Would you welcome? Well, she is. I've known Angie for a fortnight. Would you welcome Miss Angie Dickinson? I'll see you again.
Hello.
You look like Golden Bullet.
I feel like Golden
Happy
Bullet.
New Year. What'd you do New Year's Eve? I know where you are New Year's Eve.
How do
read
you
the
know?
paper. I read in the paper you were back in New York City.
I was.
Yes.
It's wonderful in New York.
And I know where you went
time
and who
of
you were
year.
with.
It's so
Hello.
bright
Hello.
and cheery. And I wasn't with him.
Yes. What do you mean with who? All I said was, I knew who you were with, and you said right away, I wasn't with him. Now,
What
did I
were
say
you
it was a
going to
him?
say?
You were with Julio Iglesias.
I was at Julio's wonderful show, yes.
Well, every time I pick up a paper and Julio Iglesias performing somewhere, that says those in attendance were so-and-so and so-and-so, Angie Dickinson.
Yeah,
And sure enough, there's Julio in New York, and
I'm a groupie.
I saw Julio's at Denny's coffee shop one night. It says among those at Denny's was Angie Dickinson,
He's
Julio Iglesias.
so wonderful. He's a beautiful performer and a wonderful person. I was not with him.
You want to be?
Do I want to be?
Well, there was a little.
I'm too old for Julio.
What?
I'm too old for Julio.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about it.
You're too old for it?
Yeah, he's...
Well, you're starting to blush, aren't you? All these years we've known each other, you're starting to blush.
I always did blush.
I'm not trying to work out a deal between you and Julio, but I thought you were a big fan.
I am a big fan.
Okay.
Anyway, it was great. It was wonderful. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And you have a baby.
Yes,
Happy
the baby.
New Year.
Thank you, Doc.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So, are you hard at it?
You engender that quality in me. Did you make any New Year's Eve resolutions or New Day, not Eve, Day? Did you make any resolutions?
I make the same ones every year.
Oh, what are they? Let's see.
I never, ever will change. I'm lazy. I don't exercise enough. It's to exercise every day without fail. Now, do you think I would have succeeded on the 2nd of January?
Well, so you make the same resolution every year and never keep them?
No, but I keep trying.
Yeah.
You know how faithful I am.
You know, New Year's Eve is depressing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Obviously not for you, because you were back there with hats and horns. I was sitting with a box of Ritz crackers and an inflatable woman. Do you have somebody in your life that, I hate to be tacky about this, but that we don't know about?
Yes.
Do you really?
And you're not going to.
Then there is.
Well, Johnny, I want to hear about the woman and the crackers.
No. No, you see, I as the host.
Oh, no, I can't interject that. Sorry.
You can interject whenever you want to.
Anyway, what did you do New Year's Day? Did you make a resolution?
I never make them anymore. I gave that up many years.
Well, see, that's the difference between you and me. I keep fooling myself.
Yeah. Now, about this mysterious guy in your life. I'm sounding like Joan Rivers, huh?
Yes, trash it. That was funny.
That was trash it.
That was a funny bit.
Yeah, trash it.
I like that. That was very good. All of the show was terrific.
Yeah. If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be? That's a good question, you know? I mean, what don't you like about yourself? And what do you like about yourself?
I don't like my impatience.
No. I've got the same problem.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very impatient.
I got a letter from a dear friend of mine today, and she said, I'm still trying to lose the weight, and I hope by now you're more tolerant of that than you used to be. And so I find out ways that I haven't been, but I try.
Okay, that's your worst quality.
It's not my worst quality.
Well, it's something you don't...
I'm not going to tell you the bad one. That's just one of the things I would change.
Well, what's the one that's really, you don't really hate about yourself? What's the one you like about yourself? What's the one you like about me? What's the one you like about anybody? Now, you've known me for a number of years. What's my best quality?
You're very... one single best?
Yes.
You're just adorable. You're sensitive.
Oh, now that's too easy.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
That's too easy.
No, you're very, I don't know. Sensitive is not the word. You're adorable. You're considerate and
I'm also
thoughtful
sensitive.
Yes, but...
I'm adorable and sensitive.
Yeah. Were you sensitive with that woman?
You're back to my inflatable. That was a joke. I wasn't with an inflatable.
I know you weren't. I just wanted to get you talking. I don't like to. I don't want to talk.
Well, why not?
I have nothing to say. So I like.
Well, what are you doing here?
I
could get a cardboard cutout. You know.
I want you to talk. What did you do New Year's Day? I'm really serious.
Didn't do anything. New Year's Day? Mm-hmm. Just sat and watched football games, you know, on New Year's Day.
I think the day is fun.
Wasn't the night any good?
Well, New Year's Eve nights are very difficult, and I finally, after all these years, figured out that it was I who was making too much of New Year's Eve, and I finally said, hey, I'm going to treat this just like any other good night out.
It's like a forced joviality. Everybody forces themselves to have too good a time.
A friend of mine said it can be like all the bad Saturday nights rolled into one. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And but this one wasn't one of those. I hope it wasn't.
Obviously not.
You had a show, but I missed it.
Yes, we were. Well, you were out, you know.
Practicing my
with Julio.
Spanish.
I was here working. You saying, hey, vamos. We'll take a break, and we shall be right back after this.
Hello, Deli. Now, the deli tastes you love.
Hello, Deli.
Are also in new Oscar Mayer Select Slices.
Oscar Mayer put deli taste where it belongs.
9 all-time deli favorites, including pastrami, Italian-style beef, corned beef, and more. New Oscar Mayer Select Slices for deli taste a whole new way.
Deli taste is here today.
Deli taste a whole new way.
Deli will never be the same again.
2% of you can ignore this commercial. The rest of you better listen. You have plaque, and Listerine Antiseptic fights it. It kills the germs that cause plaque and kills the germs that cause bad breath. Clinical tests prove Listerine, in addition to regular brushing, reduces plaque by up to 50% over brushing alone for better oral hygiene. So use Listerine. For 98% of you, it's too important to ignore.
A snow emergency has been issued today with an accumulation of 10 more inches expected.
It's your job, and you'll get there. You have an 86 front-wheel drive Mercury Lynx. It provides outstanding traction to dig you out and pull you through winter. And right now, you can lease a Lynx for just $109 per month, including use tax. That's just $109 per month.
The snow is really piling up out there with a lot more on the way.
See your Lincoln Mercury dealer now and lease your new Lynx through Ford Credit before you get left out in the cold.
This man has a problem with alcohol, and that's bad enough. But he's also taking other drugs like cocaine, amphetamines, or tranquilizers. It really doesn't matter, because when you mix a drug like alcohol with other drugs, you go from dangerous to deadly. It's just a matter of time. Call Care Unit. Nobody cares the way we do.
We're back. We're talking with Andrew Dickinson. You know, I know why we have trouble sometimes having one of these kind of conversations. We've known each other so well over the years, and in a platonic way, of course.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for me to think of things to ask you.
I agree, and the things I really, want to say, I'm not going to say them here. So it is hard, and also when I'm not working, I don't have something really to talk about that I feel would be interesting. So
Really?
I come out here and I do this to you you don't like it when people come on your show and say I have nothing to talk about.
Well, otherwise, you see, it leaves me kind of bereft.
I know it, and I don't mean to just come out here and be boring, but the problem is, that's it.
Well, take off your clothes or something. No, I'm teasing. That was tacky and tawdry. Tacky and tawdry.
But it is difficult for us. It's much easier to ask a stranger lots of questions.
Yeah, you're right. What would you ask me if I was sitting there and you were sitting here?
I would say, what do you really enjoy doing, aside from work, or is work your main interest?
Yes.
Not sports, for instance. Some people love skiing.
Just my work. No, my work is important to me, yes. No, that's not too deep a question.
But do you golf?
No.
And you don't play tennis? Yes, you play tennis.
Yes, oh yes.
Do you play it a lot?
Yes.
And so between...
I'd make a terrible guess. You see, what happens when you ask, you should never answer a question where people can just say yes.
I know, I've
heard you
say
play tennis?
that.
Yes. Then they sit there. You should say, why do you play tennis?
Because your eyes are so green.
Where did that come from?
I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I'm just looking at your pretty eyes.
You're flirting, aren't you? Huh? I mean, kind of. Knowing when you get me into a frenzy that you can just drop it like that. I can't do that. Well, easier for you, certainly.
No, it isn't that. It isn't that. I'm
sure you're beckoning, you're flirting, and then as soon as I show a little interest, it's...
Oh.
That's not fair. We had a name for girls like you in high school.
Oh, what was
it? The guys know what I'm talking about.
Well, I just feel that I'm not interesting, and I feel that if I tell you that, you'll come up with something so funny, and it'll be replayed.
I see.
I'm not going to look at him.
He has a new daughter, you know. Or did you mention that?
I'm so happy for him.
Yes.
It's great.
Thank you. It's lovely.
Ed told, what, 1 month today?
1 month today.
I think it's just
She met her
great.
Uncle Johnny the night before last.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. When did I become an uncle?
From day one. You might be the godfather if some gifts arrive.
I see.
Looking in the mailbox.
I don't know what to buy for a month-old girl. I really don't.
Stocks and bonds are nice.
No,
and you don't have to know the size.
I've done that. I've done that. No, that's the gift that keeps on giving.
I think it's the most wonderful thing you could do for your wife. Yeah. I think, because it's very difficult to start out and
all over
go
again.
through all that.
But she's loving it. It's wonderful. We're having a great time.
Great. You all should know Victoria. She is so beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm just not a good guest tonight, and I apologize publicly.
You're a fine guest if you were on Ed's show.
And I can't... and I enjoy flirting with you.
Yeah, your eyes are brown. You have nice brown eyes.
Thank you, but I do. You're fun to flirt with because you respond.
Just within limits.
Yeah.
Within limits.
I know.
Can you tell if somebody is really serious when you're flirting? I mean, that it's industrial strength flirting?
Not that much, no. I think so. I don't know. Sometimes.
Can you read men easily?
Well, some men can be read, but there are others who literally can't. And then you wonder, are you just imagining it, or did he really give you that glance? Mm-hmm. And I try not to personalize, because a lot of times I'm very nice to somebody, and they go away thinking that I think they're terrific. Oh. And it was just my... so
is that one of these moments? Well, enough of this. We'll be right back. Stay where you are.
I've got a headache this big, and it's got Excedrin written all over it. I've got a headache this big, and it's got Excedrin written all over it.
Excedrin, the big headache medicine. More medicine than any regular strength pain reliever. The most medicine you can buy without a prescription. Nothing is stronger.
I had a headache this big, but I took Excedrin, and it's gone.
Excedrin, from Bristol Myers. Excedrin, the headache medicine.
He's your first child, we want to be there. It's your new house, we want to be there. You're working hard to make your dreams come true. Dean Witter wants to dream them with you.
No matter what goals you have in life, when Dean Witter helps plan your investments, you're treated special.
Everybody is somebody at Dean Witter.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
How would you like to be in my shoes? Rather, my 20,000 shoes. That's how many famous brand dress, casual, and athletic shoes I've got them marked down for the manufacturer's shoe clearance. You see, America's largest women's shoe manufacturer made too many shoes, so we've got to cut prices up to 70%.
Hurry in for this New Year's shoe sale. Buy any pair and receive a second pair of equal or lesser value absolutely free.
The all-new 1986 Mercury Sable is here. The sophisticated wagon.
You're all right.
The striking sedan with the ride and handling of a fine European road car.
Look out, baby, 'cause here I come.
Sable sedan, Sable wagon, ready and waiting for you now at your Lincoln Mercury dealer. Sable from Mercury, the shape you want to be in.
Right here at Chrysler Plymouth East, I've got a deal for you. Look at this.
Chào các bạn đang xem kênh xe cũ giá tốt. Và hôm nay bên em lại về một chiếc Kia Morning số tự động sản xuất năm 2009 bản SLX, biển Hà Nội, tư nhân chính chủ. Chủ nhân của nó là một giáo viên, vì vậy chiếc xe rất là giữ gìn và đã dán phim cách nhiệt 3M sơn si. Các bác nhìn các bác biết rồi đấy, chiếc xe 2009 mà màu sơn thế này còn quá đẹp. So với những chiếc xe cùng đời nó còn rất đẹp. Kia Morning màu cam rất là đẹp, nhỏ gọn, số tự động, rất là dễ đi. Cho phụ nữ đi đón con nhỏ hoặc là đi chơi mưa chơi nắng thì tuyệt vời. Nói chung là tổng thể chiếc xe này là còn ổn. Và chiếc xe này thì các bạn nhìn thấy không, la răng lốp còn rất là đẹp, cả 4 bánh, tay 5 cửa để mạ chrome, xi nhan tích hợp trên gương. Bản này là bản SLX, bản đầy đủ đấy, full đấy, của Morning đấy. Đấy, xi nhan tích hợp trên gương này. Về chơi mưa, nói chung là nó đã lắp thêm khá là nhiều tiền option. Đèn thì rất còn sáng nhá, rất là sáng, nhìn là các bạn biết rồi đấy, nhìn là biết là xe chủ nhân giữ như nào. Đấy, lốp la răng này, bên này cũng vậy, đều rất là đẹp. Đây, xi nhan tích hợp trên gương, tay nắm cửa mạ chrome. Đây là cốp này, cốp nó nhìn này, đường viền viết keo chỉ nguyên zin, ốc, mọi chi tiết còn nguyên bản. Đây, hai đèn hậu cũng rất là đẹp, đèn bên này cũng vậy. Đây, rất là mới. Đây có lốp dự phòng và những cái chỗ để lốp dự phòng em nhìn thấy rất là đẹp. Ok, xe còn rất đẹp. Đây tôi sẽ mở lắp cabo để cho các bạn xem được về động cơ. Các bạn nhìn này, ốc này, mọi chi tiết này, máy ra máy rất đẹp, mọi chi tiết còn được. Keo chỉ thì con này keo chỉ nguyên zin, không phải bàn nữa rồi. Đây, các bạn có thể thấy keo chỉ nguyên zin. Đây, nhìn nắp cabo nhìn thấy đẹp, quá đẹp. Máy móc thì nguyên bản đó. Về lấy về là không có vệ sinh chiếc gì các bạn ạ. Đây, ốc này, cột kèo nguyên zin, rằng nhưng mà không có bị bất cứ một cái vấn đề gì hết cả. Các bác mua cứ thuê thợ đến check thoải mái. Thường thì lấy đồ của em thì có gì em bảo ngay. Con này chỉ bị va quẹt nhẹ sức sơn thôi, không ảnh hưởng gì đến máy cả. 30F 69373. Máy móc rất là ok. Và bây giờ thì em sẽ đi vào bên trong. Đây, con này thì gương chỉnh điện hay các bác nhá. Đấy, vô lăng thì nhìn các bác nhìn thấy không, nó còn đẹp. Đời 2009 nhìn vô lăng là rất là giữ xe này. Nói chung mọi chi tiết thì bên trong chủ xe rất là giữ gìn, rất là còn mới. Điều hòa mát lạnh, màn hình nghe đài nghe nhạc chấm hết. Đây, bên này nó còn mới. Nói chung nội thất bên trong thì còn ok các bác ạ. Đây, đẹp. Đèn trần này rất là đẹp các bạn ạ. Đèn trần rất là đẹp và trần nó cũng rất là mới nhé. 209 mà giữ như này, mọi chi tiết ghế, da ghế rất đẹp. Đây hàng ghế sau đây, da ghế còn rất đẹp. Đó, so với những chiếc xe cùng đời thì nó không có đối thủ, rất là đẹp. Nhưng tổng thể chiếc xe thì em quay là như vậy, còn ai mua thì cứ phải đến tận nơi xem và đi thử. Và chiếc xe này thì bên em đang giao bán với giá là 150 triệu cho một chiếc Kia Morning số tự động sản xuất 2009 bản SLX. Nhưng tổng thể chiếc xe còn rất là ok. Đây, và sau khi đến cuối này bây giờ em sẽ test cái động cơ cho các bác xem, nhìn động vòng tua với mọi thứ này. Và đi nhá, di chuyển nhá, xem vòng tua như nào. Đây các bạn có thể nhìn thấy và chỉ với giá là 150 triệu. Ai mua liên hệ sớm với em. Xin chào tất cả mọi người.